Hello everyone, I am back once again, and this is going to be a Wi-Fi match for Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, once again. And once again, it's going to be in the OU tier. Now, my opponent for this match is going to be somebody named jlak0244, I think. And, yeah, I think my opponent was actually waiting for this match for a while now, actually. It's because this match happened, like, I think over a year now, actually, I'm not sure. But it's been a while, actually, so if he's still around, honestly, shoutouts to him, honestly. But, you know, if not, then I don't blame him either, honestly, but I did tell him that this match was going to come late, honestly, just because, you know, I had, like, over a dozen matches still, like, you know, to record and to showcase in chronological order before coming to him, honestly. And the whole mess with the PC a while ago wasn't helping things either, honestly. It only made situations even worse, honestly. So of course I was gonna have a hard time freaking, you know, finding the opportunity to get this match out there, honestly. But here we are finally, and we're gonna, you know, see what this match was all about, honestly. Now, the team that I'm gonna be using for this opponent is actually gonna be the Sharpedo team this time around, since I already used the other one. So, you know, I kind of like to alternate whenever I can and whatnot. And my opponent's team, well, it's also pretty scary. He has a Garchomp, he has a Gyarados, he has a Alakazam, and Togekiss. Oh yeah, and a Azumarill, of course, because all these mons are basically threatening on paper, honestly. But it really just comes down to how well my opponent uses this team, so that way he can, you know, do crazy things and whatnot. As for me, I had a lot of ideas in mind as to what I wanted to lead with, but I decided to just lead with Clefable, because I figured, you know what, 3 of his mons don't appreciate the Stealth Rock, so I might as well lead with Clefable and just set up the rocks. I don't feel like there's anything on this guy's team that can prevent Clefable from going for the rocks here. He does lead with the Alakazam right here, and I kind of was a little afraid that he'd probably go for the Substitute or Calm Mind, but I figured, you know what, I think getting these rocks up is worth it in the end, so I'll risk it for the biscuit. And he ended up switching out anyway, so it's like I get these rocks for free now, which is nice. But for some reason, he's actually going to send in the Garchomp of all things, which is kind of odd, because I'm pretty sure Lapras would have been able to take care of this thing a lot better than freaking Garchomp, because I have Ice Beam for this thing. And even if I didn't, Moonblast still hurts, honestly. It's like a 2-hit KO on Garchomp, I think. He does have the Poison Jab, though, and given the damage that it did, honestly, it kind of gives me the impression that maybe, just maybe, this thing was Choice Banded too. But at the end of the day, he's still going to get hit by this Ice Beam, which, I'll be honest with you, I actually thought it was going to take it out. It actually didn't, but, you know, it left it completely crippled that anything on my team could finish it off. And because I kind of want this Clefable still for a bit, I actually am going to switch it out right here and go into the Arcanine to get the Intimidate off, honestly, and kind of just reduce the attack. And since Poison Jab is not stab on Garchomp, it's not going to do as much as, say, a Dragon Claw would to Arcanine, so yeah, I was kind of hoping that it wouldn't do too much. It still kind of does a reasonable amount, actually, for it not being a stab move. Thankfully, it does not get the poison. However, here, I actually do get kind of carried away once again. And instead of going for the E-Speed to just finish this thing off, I actually end up going for the Crunch. I think trying to, like, read him or some shit, like predicting to switch out or something. But he doesn't end up doing that, and I just end up taking more damage for no reason. Another Poison Jab and some rough skin damage, basically. But at least the Garchomp is now gone, so that's good, because that's one threat out of the way. Because he does have a lot of threats on this team, actually. There's like a lot of potential. Like the Gyarados can set up Dragon Dances, the Azumarill can set up Belly Drum, and, well, I don't know what the Alakazam can do yet, so, but I can assume that this thing could, like, force me into a, you know, a situation where I might need to switch out, and he can set up either Calm Mind or Substitute, honestly. Speaking of Alakazam, here he comes right now, and I can only assume he just wants to finish me off right now, so I was like, okay, do I want to switch out? Is Arcanine useful for anything? I kind of did want to preserve the Arcanine just because he has E-Speed, honestly, and it could be useful on the off chance something on his team sets up, like the Gyarados, for instance, to outspeed a lot of my mons, honestly. I can at least get some damage and then, you know, maybe finish it off with Arcanine that way, and with no negative ones on the attack and whatnot. So yeah, obviously I'm going to end up just, you know, switching out the Arcanine and going into Clefable right here. And I'm going to see what I can do with this thing, honestly. Not that it can do anything, because obviously it's already crippled. So I was kind of, I think I was just trying to sack this thing, actually, if anything. Here, you know, he goes for the Shadow Ball, which I wasn't expecting, honestly. I was expecting the Psychic more than anything, honestly. If I wanted to be that guy, I could have sent in Sharpedo right here, but it was too risky, honestly. And not only that, but I also kind of had the the suspicion that this Alakazam was Focus Sash, just because it hasn't taken any damage yet. Because, you know, this thing has I think the Magic Guard ability, so it kind of prevents Alakazam from losing the Focus Sash and whatnot. But yeah, anyways, I bring Arcanine here now, obviously, so that I can just go for the E-Speed, because I wanted to finish off this Alakazam. It may have been sashed, but obviously, like, there was not much I could do anyways. Like, I needed to get this thing out of the way as soon as possible, so I just had to basically go for the E-Speed and then lose the Arcanine right here. He's gonna go for the Shadow Ball, which is what he went for before I switched it out, obviously, but, you know, or after I switched it out, I think, the first time. But, you know, it is what it is. Maybe it's just in case I do something else, honestly. Maybe it's in case I try to switch in Sharpedo that he went for the Shadow Ball, honestly. I guess the reason he went for Psychic on Clefable was because he figured that I would just send this Clefable in just to die, basically. But it is what it is. But I am going to send in Sharpedo right now, and because I know these things could have either Focus Blast or Dazzling Gleam, I actually decided to go for the Protect here, honestly. He could have also been that guy to switch out, honestly, but I don't think he would want to switch out on a Sharpedo, honestly. And thankfully I went for the Protect because he actually ended up going for the Thunder Wave here. And yeah, obviously I don't want my Sharpedo to have a Thunder Wave under it, because that would just make things very terrible for Sharpedo. So here I'm just going to go for the Waterfall in case he switches into like the... what was that mon? I think it was the Togekiss, no? Yeah, the Togekiss, because Togekiss resists Crunch, obviously. I do have, I think, that the Ice Fang on this thing, or maybe not, actually. I didn't pay attention to this move. I think this moveset is kind of different. I think it might have something else, honestly. Either way, he's going to send out the Lapras here, and obviously, the only thing I can do right here is actually determine whether I want to switch out the Sharpedo. Oh yeah, I do have the Ice Fang, actually. So yeah, I do have Ice Fang for the Togekiss, but again, it's not going to be enough to one-shot it, obviously, and I don't want to lose Sharpedo, obviously, because I kind of wanted to do stuff with Sharpedo here. So here, obviously, I'm trying to look at my team to see if there's anything I can do to make it possible for Sharpedo to actually late game sweep here. I was looking at my team, and I think after further reflection, I think I actually just sacked the Flygon here. The reason why is because I anticipate the Freeze Dry from this thing. And, you know, Sharpedo doesn't appreciate Freeze Dry because it's one of those Ice-type moves that affect Water types as well. So, yeah, I just decided to sack the Flygon, and here I end up sending in the Raikou, which it was right here when I actually realized that I think that's the whole game, actually, because the only mons that this guy has left are all basically weak to electric moves. I was gonna say electricity, which, yeah, it's the same thing, obviously, but yeah, you know what I mean. So basically here I'm just gonna Thunderbolt this Lapras. It might live it, but, you know, if it Ice Beams me, the only thing I have to worry about is if it gets the freeze or not. If it survives anyway, which I don't even think it does, honestly. Yeah, no, it doesn't, because it's the Thunderbolt from Raikou, and Raikou is a powerful hitter. Gets a crit, but again, even if it lived, I mean, you know, maybe he could have hoped for the freeze, which honestly I wouldn't want, honestly. So maybe in that sense, I'll take the crit, honestly, because it is what it is, obviously. So here he's going to send out the Gyarados now. And yeah, obviously Gyarados is the one that least wants to deal with electric attacks and whatnot, because, you know, like, that's like one of the worst things that can ever happen to a Gyarados. It's flying type and water type, so of course Thunderbolt's not going to appreciate it. But yeah, it is what it is once again. Yeah, no, this match is kind of like I said before, or I don't even know if I even said it. I might have said it, but I maybe forgot. I don't remember, but this match was basically a quickie, because we were like switching around here and there, making all kinds of crazy plays, but once I got the switch into Raikou here, that was pretty much the whole game, because a chunk of his team not only is slower than Raikou, but is also weak to Raikou, so I was just like, wow. So this match was kind of swift, actually, I'll be honest with you. But yeah, so because of that, this isn't going to be the only match that I have with jlak here, actually. I don't remember if he was the one that asked for the rematch, or if it was me that actually was moved to actually offer him a rematch, but because you know that I'm not a huge fan of rematches, real talk, honestly. Because, you know, rematches, the goal for rematches is just so that your opponent eventually beats you and whatnot. And it's usually up to me to actually have to, you know, try to, you know, win and whatnot, stay winning, basically, which is difficult for me. But yeah, I think I might have also, you know, offered him a rematch, specifically because this match was just way too quick, honestly, like way too quick. And I was just like, you know what, yeah, let's do it, honestly. I think not only that, but also I think in all of these matches that I've showcased so far for Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, I don't think there's one where I have lost yet. So I figured, let's just give him a rematch. And if he loses quick again, then I'll just offer him another one until he beats me or something. Because, yeah, like, I can't just be showcasing only wins here, honestly. I'm not one of those fucking people. But, yeah, anyway, so, yeah. I get rid of this Azumarill, and that's going to be the whole game, basically. So, but like I said before already, it's not the end, obviously. I am going to give this guy a rematch, and we're going to see how he does in that match, honestly. And, obviously, we're going to switch up teams, because, obviously, using the same teams again in the same match for this channel is going to be kind of weird, honestly. There's a reason why when people want rematches, I highly recommend that we use different teams. It's so that there's a chance that I showcase it on my channel, honestly. But it is what it is. Anyways, for those who watched this match, thank you for watching it, of course. I'll catch you guys for the next one, whenever we get to it. For now, just take it easy, and have yourselves a good one.